So now we continue further. What my logic is that we are discussing the things in the class which require discussion and not some simple things. The videos will be given to you tomorrow evening, so that till that time you should be able to understand without any background. So that is also a learning. So what we do, we work till differential equation, and solution of differential equation we don't spend time right now, because that is something which can be independently done. Either you can do by practice, by remembering, or by many methods. So our task is to develop a differential equation for circuits which contain R, C. Now we will introduce L. Then any two of these or all three together in different forms, and input also we were talking connecting a switch. Instead of that, it can be any input. Are you getting me now? So this in circuit theory, what is the crux? Well, the crux of circuit theory, there is a block which consists of components like R, L and C. These are passive components, and further there are active components like operational amplifier. Have you learned operational amplifiers in first year? Basics you know. So some active components. So this building block consists of input with respect to common ground. So with respect to common ground, you connect some input and you obtain some output. Is it clear now? Any circuit, resistor, capacitor, you may connect in series, parallel, across, whatever it may be, you connect an input signal, V in T, the circuit works on that signal and produces the output. So establishing relation means input is what you given by you. So establishing a relationship between input and output is our role. So our ultimate task is to express VO in terms of Vn. Final answer. But that is something different to that. We shall come slowly. But at initial stage, what is the skill set to be developed? Ability to construct a differential equation for a given circuit. Is it right? A differential equation should consist of only V in, VO, their differentials and constants. That's all. So for any given circuit, you should be able to construct differential equation. This is called as analysis. Whereas reverse mechanism, what is reverse mechanism? If it is very difficult, we will go through that. When a differential equation is given to you, construct a circuit which will realize that equation. This is called a synthesis. Circuit, right now we are doing circuit analysis, whereas means for a given circuit finding out the differential equation, whereas for given differential equation constructing a circuit is called a circuit synthesis. That also we shall go through. Is it clear? So by all possible means we do that, and then how it works on different type, for different V in T, what it works out, that we should find out. So R you know, C you know. Now I will introduce L, inductor. And for inductor you are having a pseudo knowledge. What is that? For inductor, it's inductance. And what is the property of for inductor between V and I? Property relationship between V and I for inductor. That is the current differential is proportional to voltage. So VLT measured in this direction, right? And current is measured in this direction is equal to L dIdt by dt. Right? Is it okay? This everybody of you knows. Right? For capacitor we derived actually. For capacitor, what we are having in the last lecture and prior to that, Q is proportional to V and current is differential of Q. So current is proportional to differential of voltage. ICT is equal to C dVc by dt, that you derived. But now, have you ever thought why this should be? लक्षात आलं का? म्हणजे इंडक्टरला असं का आहे, कपॅसिटरला काय आहे, करंट प्रपोर्शनल टू differential of voltage. Is current through capacitor. To be very classical, using the term current through capacitor is wrong. Current is not through capacitor. It comes from one end, it goes from the other end, and not crosses that. But anyway, we don't give much significance to that now. So we can say current through capacitor or capacitor current is equal to or is proportional to differential of voltage across capacitor. That's what we understand to some extent and we know fully. Whereas for inductor, why this is, whether anybody of you have thought over it? Why voltage is proportional to differential of current? Why voltage across capacitor is proportional to differential of current? Is my question clear? This is, you must have studied the subject, you know it, you work on it. But do you know the reason? Do you know? For exact formula reason is not required, but at least basic, the basic reason. If not, think till tomorrow, right? Because this is not the derivation which has come out because of your thinking. So even if somebody knows the reason or somebody doesn't know the reason, everybody knows the formula, and on this formula we can work further. Is it right? Is it okay? Now with this we go by simple methods, so that if you are having common sense, if you are having general intelligence, and if you are having attention, it should be easily doable task. So derive the expression for very simple circuit we take. While taking simple circuit, what we also do, we take values also simple. Now there is no need of switch and all that thing. So we can work in terms of V in T, input applied, resistance of 1 ohm, inductance of 1 Henry. So huge tasks are there. Now derive the expression, derive the differential equation in terms of V in T and V. Start. As I have told, you should have a separate notebook and you should write there, and that is to be uploaded soon when the link will be provided for that. Anybody finished? Everything is quite simple. No rocket science. No Einstein's complex theory. Anybody finished? What? No? Kirchhoff's laws, Kirchhoff's node law, Kirchhoff's mesh law, assumption of voltage, assumption of current, appropriately between when the multiples here, VOT is given, VNT is given, so it's a series circuit, so IT is common. IT is common, right? Whatever IT is through resistor, same is through capacitor. And V in T, Kirchhoff's mesh law, V in T is equal to VRT plus VLT, right? V in T is equal to VRT plus VLT, but VLT is VOT, right? So what we can write, the first Kirchhoff equation in Kirchhoff's law, we write like this, VRT plus VOT equal to V in T, and we write O term on the left hand side, I term on the right hand side as a convention. In differential equation, we write in that convention. VO and its differentials are on left hand side, V in and if differential are on right hand side. Is it simple and clear now? Is it okay? Then what next? VOT is the term which I would like to have, no problem. V in T, no problem, both terms can have, but VRT I don't want. So I should be able to express VRT in terms of VOT, V in T and its differentials. What is VRT now? What is VRT? We can use VRTs. Oh, that would be looping. Now you can't use again VI and VO for VR because that already we have. VRT is R into IT. R into IT. Is it right? R is 1. So is it right? IT plus VOT is equal to V in T. Is it right? Somebody will say, so no, there is one problem. If तुमच्या एकदम अतिशय स्मार्ट हुशार असा पण फुकडेबाज विचार करणारा विद्यार्थी असेल तर या विद्यार्थ्याला या स्टेपवर आक्षेप घ्यायला पाहिजे. काय आक्षेप येईल? Right, so see, he must have thought it over. Dimension of the current plus voltage current. No, so that is not a problem because it is having a multiplier which is in ohms. Right? So ohm ampere plus volts equal to volts. So that should not be an issue. Otherwise, एकदम खूप विचार करायला तर काहीतरी ट्रिक सुचतं ते व्हायला नको. आता तुमच्यापैकी कोण झालं नसावं तसं. त्याच्याकरता खूप करता थोडा विचार सुरुवात नाही करायला लागतो. Now what about IT? What about IT? Now we used Kirchhoff's law, mesh law. We use resistance property. We use Kirchhoff's mesh law. Kirchhoff's node law is not a question because there is no node as such. Means what? Since nothing is going out, this current equal to this current is the Kirchhoff node law. So that is not required to be used. Kirchhoff mesh law we used. To replace VR I used resistance property. Now I should also use with what property? Inductor property. What is inductor property? VOT is equal to L is 1. So DIT by T. So by using these two, so this you can say 1 or this you can say 1, this you can say 2, and this you can say 3. By taking 2 and 3 together, what you can get? By taking 2 and 3 together, can you get something? So IT plus di by dt is equal to V. But that is what I don't want. Because I want V and Vn, that's all. So IT I should get rid of. Oh, you made a very valid point. So, but even though we deal with very complex terms, there are some, I don't know whether you have thought over this, there are some learning inhibitions. शिकण्यातले अडथळे. Integration is derivative, you being very smart students at your places at 10th and came at 11th at a different place, then you were very smart enough and everybody understood derivative so quickly in the class. But when integration chapter came, there is some kind of what we can say hesitation. Integration is something which is not so easily understood. Integration is not so easily understood. It is just like now BJT and MOSFET. BJT is easy to understand, MOSFET is somewhat difficult. In BJT, NPN and PNP, what is simple? NPN is simple. Like that in derivative integration, derivative is simple, integration is complex. So what we try to do is not a good thing, but at initial stage, I never utter the word integration in the class. शक्यतो इंटिग्रेशन वापरायचं नाही. शक्यतो इंटिग्रेशन वापरायचं नाही. इंटिग्रेशन न वापरता डेरिव्हेटिव्ह वापरून काय करता येईल का? इंटिग्रेशन वापरायचं नाही. एक आपण म्हणजे बरेचदा हे असतात की चप्पल न घालता पळायचं, म्हणजे काहीतरी अशा गोष्टी करायच्या की ज्याच्यामध्ये थोडंफार तुम्हाला विशेष स्किल दाखवावं लागेल. चप्पल न घालता पळणे फॉर एक्झाम्पल. तसं इंटिग्रेशन न वापरता डिफरन्शियल इक्वेशन, कन्स्ट्रक्शन ऑफ डिफरन्शियल इक्वेशन विदाउट युझिंग इंटिग्रेशन, हे आपण थीम ठरवलेलं आहे. एकतर ते अवघड जातं तितकं, पुन्हा ते फार ते शास्त्रबद्ध आहे. ते लिमिट्स ऑफ इंटिग्रेशन कॉन्स्टंट नीट ते लिहायला लागतं, ते चुकतं ते. पण तुम्हाला हे माहित आहे आता इंटिग्रेशन विषय काढला म्हणून, इट्स व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग. प्रत्येक फंक्शनला डेरिव्हेटिव्ह असतो का? शक्यतो नसतो. असतो ना. आणि इंटिग्रेशन, आता इंटिग्रेशन नाही असं कुठलं फंक्शन आहे ज्याचं नॉन इंटिग्रेबल फंक्शन कुठलं आहे? नॉन इंटिग्रेबल म्हणजे इट्स नॉट ए नॉन इंटिग्रेबल फंक्शन. मी स्वतः सांगितलं काय? नाही, आपल्या वर्गात घेतलं नाही ना. नॉन इंटिग्रेबल फंक्शन म्हणजे काय? लॉग त्याचं इंटिग्रेशन एक्झिस्ट. आता तुम्ही तो आता कसं आहे, गुगल आहे त्यामुळे तुम्ही सगळे सर्च करू शकता, त्याच्यात वेळ पण घालवू नको, किंवा मी सांगितलं नाही तर कळणार नाही असं काय नाही आहे. ते तुम्ही सर्च करा, नॉन इंटिग्रेबल फंक्शन सर्च करा. आता हे सांगा तुम्ही, is it integrable or not?
No, not integrable. Not integrable.
Limit नाही, infinite, independent integral.
Not integrable.
Not integrable. लिमिट नाही. दुसरं एखादं नॉन इंटिग्रेबल फंक्शन कुठं हुडकून काढल्यानंतर ते वेगळं आणि हे वेगळं आहे. दिस इज अ e raised to minus x square, म्हणजे हे काय आहे, ॲट टी एक्स इक्वल टू 0 ते 1 आहे, आणि दोन्हीकडे ते फंक्शन खाली जाते 0 कडे, ते फायनाईट आहे. e raised to minus x square dx is completely integrable function. पण ओनली थिंग इज दॅट, म्हणजे त्याचं इंटिग्रेशन आहे, ग्राफवर तुम्हाला ते प्लॉट करता येतं. ते कशा स्वरूपात येतं? e raised to minus x square इंटिग्रेशन कसं येईल? असं आहे, ज्याचा डेरिव्हेटिव्ह सुरुवातीला कमी आहे, वाढत जातो, मॅक्सिमम 1 होतो, पुन्हा कमी होत जातो 0 पर्यंत. ज्याचा डेरिव्हेटिव्ह व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट पॉइंट, इंटिग्रेशन काय का शक्यतो हे करायचं नाही. अर्थात कॉन्स्ट ऑफ इंटिग्रेशन त्यात येतं ना, इंटिग्रेशन कॉन्स्ट ऑफ इंटिग्रेशन 0 आहे असं धरलं. इंटिग्रेशन ऑफ एनी फंक्शन नॉट युनिक. There is always constant of integration. If we assume constant of integration to be 0, then what would be the integration of this? Such function whose derivative is this. म्हणजे असं फंक्शन इथे याची व्हॅल्यू कमी आहे या फंक्शनची. हे आहे e raised to minus x square. याची फंक्शनची व्हॅल्यू कमी आहे, ती वाढत 1 परत जाते आणि पुन्हा. तर असं फंक्शन की जे कॉन्स्टंट ऑफ इंटिग्रेशन 0 आहे ते फंक्शन असं येतं. At x equal to 0, it is a slope 1. याचा स्लोप म्हणजे 1. स्लोप कमी होत जाणार आहे. स्लोप कमी, प्रत्येक वेळी स्लोप कमी. asymptotically traveling to +1 आणि इकडं asymptotically traveling to -1 आणि कॉन्स्टंट इंटिग्रेशन 0 म्हणून तो अराउंड 0. एक किती वर किंवा खाली चालतं, वर किंवा खाली चालतं. स्लोप ऑलवेज, याचा स्लोप म्हणजे हे स्लोप ऑलवेज पॉझिटिव्ह. इकडं कमी, इकडं कमी, इथं मॅक्सिमम, राईट. आणि असं असं कॉन्स्टंट म्हणते अराउंड 0 आहे. दिस इज अ फंक्शन. इफ दिस इज fx and this is gx. So d by dx of gx equal to fx. But this gx पृथ्वीचा आकार कसा आहे? अजून लक्षात आहे. म्हणजे पृथ्वीचा आकार कसा आहे तर त्याला कुठल्या नोंद ह्याच्यातून सांगता येते. जिऑइड म्हणजे पृथ्वीचा आकार. पृथ्वीचा आकार जिऑइड सारखा म्हणजे काय, त्याचं वर्णन करण्याकरता दुसरा आकार उपलब्ध नाही. पृथ्वीच्या आकाराचं वर्णन करण्याकरता दुसरा आकार उपलब्ध नाही. म्हणून जिथं प्रश्न हेच विशेषण बनतं तशा स्वरूपाचं आहे ते. पृथ्वीचा आकार जिऑइड सारखा. तसं e raised to minus x square इंटिग्रेशन काय, e raised to minus x square इंटिग्रेशन. What is integration of e raised to x square, e raised to minus x square? Integration of, बरोबर का, पृथ्वीचा आकार जिऑइड सारखा आहे तसं integration of e raised to minus x square is integration of e raised to minus x square. This is it exists, it is finite, it is fully defined. Only thing is that there is no other known formula of closed form expression in which it can be represented. The sphere, ellipse, paraboloid असे विविध आकार आहेत, त्यात पृथ्वी बसत नाही. म्हणजे इतर दोन आकारामध्ये तो मांडता येते, मग तो जिऑइड देतं. तसं इंटिग्रेशन ऑफ e raised to minus x square is integration of e raised to minus x square. आता आपला काय, आपलं कुठं हायर मॅथमॅटिक्स करायचं नाही. तात्पर्य काय, इंटिग्रेशन आपल्याला फार लागायचं नाही, म्हणून इंटिग्रेशन इथे डोक्यात ठेवायचं. So now integration न वापरता करायचं आपल्याला. How can you do it? Just give a thought. Just give a thought for a few minutes. काय करायचं? Differentiate equation 2 with respect to t. What you get? di by dit by dt. So it's quite simple and obvious now. And there we get the answer. Dit by dt plus dVOT by dt is equal to dV in T by dt. That's all. What is dit by dt? VOT. So VOT plus dVOT by dt equal to dV in T by dt. And as per our convention, we write this first and this next. So what is the final answer? Final answer is
V naught plus
dVOT by dt
plus V
plus VOT is equal to
dVIT by dt.
dV in T by dt. Right? And when we express initial condition for capacitor is to be expressed in terms of voltage across capacitor, where inductor's remembrance is in terms of current, because it is in terms of field. Inductor is for capacitor, it is charge. For inductor is magnetic field is proportional to current. So inductor's remembrance is in terms of current. Therefore, in any circuit which contains inductor, it gets fully described when you describe the value of inductor and the current through inductor at any given point of time. Right now we are not solving this, so this is the construction. Everybody agreed? Now, few moments. Prior to that, we get one more trial. Right now we are taking value as 1. That one we can put a value actually R, L and C. So there can be any value. Derive the differential equation in terms of V int and VOT. So, how will you proceed? Same thing again. This VLT plus VOT, VLT plus VOT is equal to V, right? What is VLT? L is 1. So di by dt, dit by dt plus VOT is equal to V. So here which property use? We use property of inductor. Now use property of resistor. For resistor, what is the relationship? This is series circuit, so IT is common. So VOT is equal to for resistor R into IT. R is 1, so VOT equal to IT. So here IT is there. So instead of IT, what will come? VOT. So simple equation. dVOT by dt plus VOT is equal to right? It's quite simple. After you finish this is the most important now. Now we derive it for values as 1 and then any value. Derive the expression for derive the differential equation for VOT and VIT for the given circuit. This one it's most interesting now. Is it finished?